Hey everybody, this is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show. How are you doing this morning? Today is, what is today? Today's Wednesday. Today is good old Wednesday. Ain't nothing like a Wednesday. Ain't it though? Just, how Wednesdays can be, you know. They call it Hump Wednesdays because it's the middle of the week or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. They say something. I'm looking for something. I'm trying to hurry up, people, because I'm supposed to be going out to. Hey, Rhonda and Sylvia, how you doing this morning? And Sylvia, I didn't even know that you can see anything that I was doing until I seen you put good morning. And I was like, am I live already? Did nobody tell me I was live? I didn't know I had pressed the live button. But anyway, people, I was trying to figure out what my topic was going to be for today, what my morning news was going to be. What time is it? It is 8:16 a.m. my time, Midwest. Chicago Central Standard Time, Chicago, whatever. Y'all already know how I do. But because there's a few things that I wrote down, but I think I want to talk about this one. And the reason why I want to talk about this one, this title that I put up, is because when I read this, and I think I posted this on Geneva's Closet on Saturday, we hear a lot of things about children. Okay, because I just posted something yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, that said a baby was killed and I think cut up and baked, people baked in the oven. A baby was killed and I think cut up. And I remember it specifically saying baked in an oven. I'm like, that's the world we live in. But so we talk to our children and we have to talk to these kids like seriously young ages. We're already talking to the kids about make sure that you don't let nobody touch your private part. Don't let nobody touch your poo poo. That's your poo poo. Don't let nobody touch that. And then we got to talk to the kids about running off with people. You don't walk off with strangers. You don't do that. If somebody come and they take your hand, you don't go, okay? And then you got to tell them to don't take candy from strangers. If anyone give you something, you make sure you don't take that candy from strangers. Then you got to make sure that you tell your children, don't let nobody hit you. If someone hits you, you make sure you go tell the teacher. You make sure you go tell Miss Patty if someone hits you, okay? And I'm talking about these are at young ages. I'm not talking 10 and 11. I'm talking about at three, about the time your child is going to daycare, preschool, kindergarten. You're already having these conversations with them. Why? Because now you're not going to be around. You know how this world is. They might do anything to your child. So you got to warn your babies at 3, 4, and 5 years old. As soon as they start talking and walking and understanding. So don't let nobody touch your private part. Don't walk off with people. Don't take stuff from strangers. Don't let anybody hit you. And then you're trying to make sure then on top of that, you're trying to teach the child, don't you hit nobody. Don't be in there hitting nobody. You make sure you act right. And don't be in there hollering and screaming. You know what I mean? So when I seen this one, saying that a 4-year-old girl was tested positive for crack cocaine that she got from daycare, I said, let me read this. It says, and this is in Bronx, New York, and I'm getting this from blacknews.com. It says a 4-year-old girl named Serenity tested positive for crack cocaine that she brought home from her daycare in New York City. Sabrina Stracker, if I'm saying that right, the girl's mother was shocked when her daughter told her that she put a capsule of the drug in her mouth. Now, the mother's disappointed that the daycare is not even closed, but it says on Friday, Serenity came home from Little Lil Inventors Child Care, unusually acting hyper with capsules in her hand. Stracker said she told her that another kid in the daycare gave her his teeth. Because she's 4 years old. So to her in this little capsule, this little white stuff, to her, it looked like teeth, the innocence of a baby. So this is what she tells her mother. But when the mom looked at the capsules, she knew something was wrong. Stracker immediately went to the capsules. After running some tests, narcotics detectives confirmed that the capsules were crack cocaine, people. Serenity was rushed to the hospital where she was tested positive for the drugs. Serenity had put one of the capsules in her mouth, but thankfully she spit it out. I'm pretty sure she did. You know, she got it. She thinking that it's teeth. She put it in her mouth. It tastes nasty. She spits it out. She could have died if she ingested this, Stracker told PIX News. I was furious. Little Inventors Child Care Director Yvette Joseph said someone allegedly, so this is what the Little Inventors Child Care Director Yvette Joseph said. She said someone allegedly threw the capsules over the fence and one of the kids picked it up. We checked our center thoroughly and all of our children are safe, Joseph said. Police are now investigating the incident, which they consider an endangering the welfare of a child case. They are looking at all angles, including the family of the child who handed the capsule to Serenity. Meanwhile, Stracker wants the daycare closed, saying that they were not watching the children thoroughly. No one was watching the children, she said. There are 15 kids in one room with 2 teachers and 2 aides. Where were they when this was going on? What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that? Now, I was a little interested in what the director said. She said allegedly someone threw the capsules over the fence, and how she know that? How does she know that? Because I was just reading something, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it said a year ago. I can't remember if it said a year ago or 4 years ago that a mother was arrested because her child brought heroin to school. So if the parents are at home selling drugs, you know that they're around the narcotics. There's a chance that the child can pick it up and bring it to school. So how do she know, the child care director know that someone threw it over the fence? What did the little child that gave Serenity the capsules of the crack say that someone threw it over the, I mean, like, where they get that from? Like, where would you get that from? Now, I totally 5,000,000% understand the mother being like, what? This place needs to be closed. Because where were you? Where were you when this child was handing my child some crack? My child and took the crack, put it in the mouth. My child and spit out the crack, and no one seen that. And it's 15 kids, 2 teachers, and 2 aides. It don't take that long for that incident to happen. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I don't know if you can look at children unless it's 15 children and there's 15 aides per child. You know what I mean? Or at least 7, and then the 2 people, one person get 2 children. You know, something like that. So then you can just stare at both children. Because I don't know how you would, you know, like, how would you? I mean, just that quickly, you give the child something, stick it in the mouth, it's nasty, spit it out. So I definitely understand that she was upset, but I don't know. Is it something that the child? I mean, like, were they? I mean, I'm assuming that they were at fault because it happened on their premises. But do that mean that they wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing? That they really wasn't watching the child? I don't know. I'm having a little of it. Maybe if it was my child, I'd be like, oh hell no. Well, because it's not, I'm being open-minded about the situation, being like, well, did the daycare, you know? Because I've had children before. I remember my daughter, my oldest daughter, Essence, okay? 2 times I had to rush her to the hospital because she stuck a bead in her nose, okay? Because, you know, she was a little girl, I was putting beads in her hair, and then some beads fell on the floor. Now, I thought I had picked all the beads up, okay? So then the first time I'm noticing that she's acting weird with her nose, and I'm like, what is going on with your nose? And I look and I see a little girl. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was about 2, maybe 2, 3 years old. Scared the bejeebers out of me. Had to hurry up and rush her to the hospital. They put her on one of them little baby strap things and strapped her in so she wouldn't with her hands. So they went in there and pulled the bead out. I kid you not, people, like maybe 3 days later, maybe about 2, 3 days later, she did it again. Now, I went in the room and rechecked the whole room premises to make sure there was no more beads on the floor. But you know how kids are. You know how babies are. They will find the littlest thing. Like, they can have all the toys in the world, just toys and bouncy things and balls and dolls and stoves and whatever. And they ain't thinking about that. They go in and picking up the littlest thing and playing with that. She found another bead and stuck the bead in her nose again. Then I had to rush her to the hospital. By the second time, the hospital was looking at me a little sideways. Like, are you paying attention to your child? Like, how's this? You've been in here like 2 days, 2 times within like 2, 3 days, mother. I mean, they were really looking at me sideways. And after that, I made good and darn well sure I went through the whole house to make sure there was no more beads because I was damn near positive. I went in there a third time. Somehow she got a bead in her nose. It was probably going to be calling DCFS on me. So I'm about, you're a negligent mother. But it wasn't negligence. It's just that, children are quick. And like I said, they found the littlest thing to mess with, even though there's so many other things there. So I just thought that was a horrible story because now I guess we need to talk to our children about drugs. I don't know. At 3 and 4 years old, do we need to start showing them pictures now of what drugs look like? Okay, baby, 3, 4, 5 years old. If anyone ever gives you this powdery substance and they're telling you that it's candy and you just take it, it's not candy. Okay, those are drugs. Are these the type of conversations that we have to have? Because sometimes parents or sometimes people will be like, the child is too young to talk to them about certain things. And I guess it really depends. It depends on several things to me. It depends on the type of child that you have. Are they mature enough? Even at 3, 4, 5 years old, is that something that you feel like you can talk to your child about and get them to understand? First of all, what type of child are they? 2, what type of talking do you do? Can you talk to your child to get them to understand? Or you going to talk to them in some vulgar type of way? Then in that case, forget it. Probably don't even do it. And then I guess the other one would be, I forgot what I was about to say, but there's a few factors that fall into that. But to say, so don't, that every child is too young and you shouldn't talk to them. We have to. Today's time, we must talk to the children. But anyway, and that was in New York, and that was Saturday. But anyway, then I sing this one. And I don't know if I said this before, but I'm not even, this whole Colin. What is his name? Is it Colin Kaepernick or Colin? Colin Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick. I don't know. You all know, but I don't know. But this thing about an Arkansas sheriff poses. I don't know if you all heard this already. Make sure you follow me on Facebook at Geneva's Closet. In the bio section here, when I'm done, I'll be putting the links to the things I'm talking about. But an Arkansas sheriff, okay, poses inmates in Nike gear to mock Colin Kaepernick, if that's his name, if it's Colin. Okay, people. So when the people were coming in there to take their mug shots, this sheriff had them putting on Nike shirts and having them take pictures in the Nike shirts to mock the Colin Kaepernick. So this is what it says, and I'm getting this from the HuffPost. It says an Arkansas sheriff's office removed photos of its inmates in Nike t-shirts after they made the rounds on Twitter. The Union County's Sheriff's Office posted. They're going to have to proofread their articles and stuff. Posted at least 18 of his inmates in Nike t-shirts for their mugshots, then added the images to his online jail roster. Columnist Sean King, and I think he got something to do with civil rights or Black Pride or something like that. But columnist Sean King tweeted the photos on Wednesday and said his source told him the mugshots were meant to mock Colin Kaepernick, the former NFL player whose protest of police brutality landed him an ad campaign with Nike. A Nike ad featuring Kaepernick and a new slogan, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything," made waves when it was introduced early last month. Many people loved it. Others launched a boycott of the sportswear company by burning their Nike gear. Nike sales, meanwhile, increased. I just bet it did. You know what I mean? It said Union County began using its inmates to mock the ad campaign 10 days after the Nike ad was released, King told HuffPost, citing the same unnamed source mentioned in his tweet. The sheriff's office removed all mugshots from its website within hours of King's tweet. But if he wasn't doing anything wrong, then why would you remove it? Why would you remove it if you had not done anything wrong? Okay. But a catch version of the site is still online and confirms the photos are real. King told HuffPost that his source at the sheriff's office described Union County Sheriff Ricky Roberts as a Trump supporter who disliked Kaepernick and hated Nike for supporting him. And then Sean King tweeted this thing, says, the sheriff in Union County, Arkansas, is putting his Nike t-shirts on people they arrest and making them wear them during mug shots. Roberts released a statement later on Thursday saying, now this statement was just like something else. Now remember that Robert is the sheriff man, okay? Now this is what Roberts said. Roberts released a statement later on Thursday saying that the Nike gear was intended for arrestees who enter our facility that lack proper attire. Oh my God, you people, you always make stuff more than what it really should be. That's what he said, you know. Then he continues to say, it has been brought to my attention that there are those who feel that one of our shirts of choice may be viewed as inappropriate. We are not and will not be influenced by current political and social debates in the media. This shirt is not only in use now, but has also been for several months prior. We have taken steps to rectify this issue and ensure that this will never happen again. He said he ain't finna be bothered with y'all trying to make this into more than what it really is. What are you talking about? These Nike shirts have been used for months prior. We're only putting the shirts on people who's coming into jail with inappropriate attire. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, we're just trying to help the cause. We're just trying to help the whole mugshot situation. You people, oh, you know, you're so judgmental. That's what he was saying in so many words, was the line. So Frank Hash, mayor of El Dorado and the seat of Union County, did not return a request for comments on Thursday. The image of a Black inmate being used by police to make a point, even a joke, is precisely the kind of thing Kaepernick was protesting. President Donald Trump and other conservatives have classified Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem at NFL games as an act of disrespect towards the American flag, blah, 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 blah. You know, because we know how to use white people, you know. Not all white people, but a lot of them. Like I said before, they are very patriotic. They love their flag. Oh my God, people, don't say nothing about their flag. No, you better not say nothing about their flag because they might snap, you know, and then they pledge of allegiance. We got to pledge our allegiance with the hand. And did you know that before the Pledge of Allegiance, we were doing it with the hand? They were doing it like that whole Nazi thing. That's how it went at first. You was raising your hand to the flag, you know, because I think that's how the thing originally, because I think we actually got this whole pledge thing and how we do it from another country, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Russia or Germany. Because I remember researching this a long time ago, and I was kind of like, that's interesting that we got that whole idea from another country, and they were doing it in their Nazi way. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if the United States kind of sort of started off that way, and then the hand went to the heart. I don't even know, but they're very patriotic for stuff, and I don't even know if they even know the full history of things. But I just, you know, found that a little interesting when I went on there and seen all of these people with these Nike shirts on. I was like, what the hell? Really? Really? And it's not only Black people, it's Black people and white people too. And some of these people I see with shirts already on up under the Nike shirt. So what did they need the Nike shirt for? Hey, the sheriff said he was doing them a favor. You know, that's what the sheriff said. Sammy said he needs some shoes. So can the sheriff and Union County send Sammy some shoes since they helping people out with stuff? He needs shoes. Good morning, Jennifer and Magdalene. How's everyone doing today from Canada? Go on, girl. This is your first time on live. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come on with me this morning. You know, because I come on early. You never really know what time I'm gonna pop on or really what day. Yeah, but Sammy said you better send him them shoes. Stop playing games since y'all over there, right? Because they over there helping out with nice attire. Nike. They probably got some Jordans over there, Sammy. They probably got a few, some name brand. Maybe they got some Louis, you know. Since he's a helping man. He's a helping man. But, oh, and then there was something else I want to talk to y'all about. Something else that's going down in the news, people. Something that's going down in the news. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'm dealing with two phones today. This one that's moving a little slow, and this one that's moving faster. Hey, CT girl, how you doing? Look at CT. Are y'all checking out CT page? Y'all better go over there and check out C Temptation. C Temptation, people. It's simple. It's just see Temptation. That's it. That's all you got to do. And go and check her out. It's another YouTuber doing her YouTube thing here on this YouTube land, in the YouTube land. I posted this yesterday about a former, get this, people, get this, a former kennel owner in Virginia charged with bestiality, animal abuse after video surfaced. Lady, what was she doing? Was she having sex with the animals? What was she doing? Bestiality. That's pretty dang on nasty. That's pretty dang on nasty. Let's see what this lady looked like. Bam! Y'all kind of figured when I said bestiality, you knew where I was going with this. You already knew where I was going. Let me tell y'all something. Before I read this article that came from WTBR.com, let me say this. I remember, because y'all know I'm nosy, I'm going to be honest about what I do. Whatever. Y'all trying to talk about people. Whatever, people. Anyway, so this was some years ago, because I had heard of people having sex with animals. And I was like, people have sex with animals? I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Now, this is when the internet, of course, was already out. But I didn't think that they were going that depths into showing stuff. Matter of fact, I think this was around the time that Chris Brown had beat up Rihanna. I think it was around that time. Because when they started showing even pictures that Chris Brown put up of Rihanna, I was shocked. So I was like, they showing nipples on the internet? I didn't even know you can Google search and see nipples on the internet. So I think it was around that time. So I had looked that up. Woo-wee! I seen this white woman having sex with the dog. But the video started off with her and the dog at the beach. They were just at the beach. She's at the beach, the dog running around, whatever the case may be. Then the next thing you know, they go in the house and she got the dog licking her vagina. Then she trying to have sex with the dog. I'm like, really? They do that? Oh my God. And then I went to another video and there was women. It was many women. It was like several of them. And it had to have been about 10 women laying on the bed with eels. Pretty much an eel. It was an eel, basically. The black slippery long thing. Trying to stick the eels. Why am I whispering? I'm already loud. Trying to stick the eels in their vagina. I was like, what? People do that? Did you know that they did an eel in the vagina? Anyway, then I seen another one where a woman was trying to do something with a horse. I can't remember what she was doing with the horse, because I don't even see how you would be able to have sex with the horse, or was she licking on the horse? But back then, I haven't went back to look at anything like that because I was totally disgusted, and it just let me know then that stuff like that happened. Well, anyway, let me get into this. Former kennel owner in Virginia charged with bestiality, animal abuse after video surfaces. What did this old nasty Virginia woman do? A Virginia woman, this is Suffolk, Virginia, a Virginia woman who ran a dog kennel company with her husband is accused of sexually abusing animals and recording the acts. So was her and her husband watching this and whatever. The investigation into Patterson and her husband, 47-year-old Richard Allen Patterson, began in July of 2017 when the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms obtained a search warrant to investigate Imperial K9 LLC. That's the name of her business. It's her and her husband. Imperial K9 LLC. Investigators searched computers seized from the Suffolk, if I'm saying that right, residence, and found videos of the couple engaged in acts of bestiality, officials from the police department said in a news release Monday. In August, Christina Patterson transferred ownership of Imperial K9 to a third party in an effort, agents said, to help her husband dodge gun charges, okay? In July of 2017, Richard Patterson was ultimately arrested for having 17 firearms and more than 100 rounds of ammunition. He is held at a jail and he's facing federal charges on that. And then the wife was charged with bestiality and recording. They yeah. So I will say this again. I will say this again. Um, to be perfectly honest with you people, I begin sick and tired of posting all of this negative stuff on my Facebook page. I get tired of it sometimes. Sometimes before I even go to post it, I think about it like, do I even want to put that? Is people getting sick of seeing this? But the reason why I post it is just to remind you, just in case you have forgot. Maybe you have forgot, people memories and stuff like they be like, oh, I forgot that even was possible. I had no idea. That's why I posted. So just in case you forgot, you can remember. And if not necessarily for you, because you feel like, well, I'm older and I'm not going to indulge. And then for your children and your grandchildren, for your nieces and your nephews, to let people know, to let your family and your friends and whatever know what's going on in the real world. Because these are things that we have to deal with. The reason why I'm letting you know about the girl, the 4-year-old girl in a crack, the reason why I'm letting you know that is maybe your kids are grown. You're like, oh, my children are grown. But maybe you got some children or some grandkids, or some people with some children. They about to have some kids, and the kid's gonna go to daycare. So you might want to let them know, girl, I remember I had heard about this, and so you might want to talk to you. Just be careful. Anything is possible. They're out here having sex with animals and recording it. Police, we can't trust police. They killing people and not giving us full information about it. This police sheriff is posting inmates with Nike shirts on, mocking Kaepernick. Who gives a damn about Kaepernick? What does Kaepernick have to do with your job at the jail to process people in? I mean, he's supposed to be focused on his job, and he worried about some damn Kaepernick. Like, what does that have to do with anything? I mean, we just like, this is the world that we live in. And in addition to that, I have information about a black judge who was suspended without pay after calling out racism in the judicial system. Now, without even reading the article, but if you have been following me, and especially within the past few weeks, with me talking about this whole, with people in general, talking about this whole Botham Shem John situation and Amber Geiger, okay, people, when she shot and killed Botham in his own place, they put her on leave with pay. But the judge was suspended without pay after calling out racism. I hadn't even read the article. I just found that to be really interesting. So was that a black thing? You know, they always be like that. We're so sensitive. We call racism out so quickly. But when I'm trying to weigh both situations, then it seemed like it could possibly be some racism stuff, because don't understand that, like how she put on leave with pay, but then this judge is suspended without pay. And okay, now I got this information from AtlantaBlackStar.com, and I posted this yesterday. And it says Judge Olu, I think it's Olu, O-L-U Stevens, suspended without pay for calling out racism in the judicial system. A black Kentucky judge, so we got a black judge in the South, has been suspended without pay for racially charged comments accusing a Louisville prosecutor of intentionally seeking all white jurors. They do that a lot. So what was wrong about that? What he said, like, what was wrong about that? They tend to do that. On Monday, state officials decided to suspend Jefferson Circuit Court Judge Olu Stevens for 90 days without pay following an investigation into judicial misconduct charges. According to Reuters, if I'm saying that right, Stevens was accused of 8 code. What? Stevens was accused of 8 code of conduct violations. They didn't write that right. Stevens was accused of 8 code conduct violations after criticizing Commonwealth's attorney Tom Wine on Facebook and during a speech at the Louisville Bar Association. Wine had previously questioned the judge's motion to replace 2 all-white jurors with more racially diverse ones. Stevens dismissed a jury panel back in 2014 after a Black defendant complained that it didn't represent a cross section of the community. A new jury was formed, this time featuring 4 African American members. The defendant was later found not guilty. Stevens took similar action in 2015 due to the lack of minorities on a jury. According to the station, that's when Wine filed a motion with the Kentucky Supreme Court questioning if Stevens had the power to dismiss a jury based on the lack of diversity. The judge has since apologized for his accusations. I recognize how serious it is to accuse someone either whatever. Stevens said in a statement, I do not believe Tom Wine is a racist. I apologize for any statements that implied as much. There they go. They say something, then they take it back. I mean, I get it. It's your job. Well, come on now. Stevens, no, he said what he said. And he meant it when he said it the first time. But then, because he spoke his truth, let me see, how much more of this is it to read? Stevens faces several other judicial misconduct charges, many of which stem from critical comments he made about state's defense attorneys and the bashing of 2 robbery victims who he accused of allowing their daughter to develop a fear of all Black men. I wonder if the perpetrator had been white. Oh, this is what Stevens said. I wonder if the perpetrator had been white, would they be in fear of white men? Stevens said during the February 4th, 2015 hearing. The answer would probably be no. I'm offended by that. He later apologized for the comment. Okay. So for that comment, he apologized too. Oh no, Stevens. We know you said what you said and you meant what you said, but we live in a world where you got to tiptoe. You got to walk on eggshells because you can't defend anybody. You can't defend white people. You know, you can't defend them because then they're going to suspend you for 90 days. While I maintain that we should continue to speak against racial stereotyping or discrimination of any kind, I acknowledge that directing my frustration at the victims of the crime was not the appropriate method or venue to address the subject, Stevens said. The Louisville judge was removed from his duties in December 2015, pending investigations into his criticism of racist judicial practices. What they requested, the lawsuit has been dropped. Stevens and the Kentucky mutually agreed. Stevens and the Kentucky Judicial Conduct Commission mutually agreed to a 90-day unpaid suspension. Okay. The judge could have been cleared, reprimanded, suspended, or even removed from the bench. So they feel like because they gave, so they was like, well, something has to be done. So be happy that we're not going to fire you or do any of those things to reprimand you. But we will suspend the Black judge for 90 days for speaking your truth. So this, what the situation sounds to me? It sounds like that what we be talking about sometimes as Black people, we got that as far as Stevens. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times we see that we have Black people in high power places, like a judge or an attorney, or just like with the Botham John case, we got a Black man that is a Texas Ranger. Then we have a Black woman that's the chief of police. Then we have another Black woman that's the DA over there. But they all seem to be walking on eggshells, and what a lot of us would say they on some coonery type of stuff. You know what I mean? We want you to stand up and speak your truth because we know you really got to be feeling a certain way, unless you don't like Black people and you're Black. Then you got to be feeling a certain type of way about this whole Amber and Botham thing. You know what I mean? But you're walking on eggshells because at the end of the day, you work for the white man, and you know that if you say anything wrong, you may get fired or suspended or whatever the case may be. So we got that person with Stevens. You see what Stevens was doing? Okay, this seemed like the chew. Because if this was so what, you just scared of all black men now? Because I feel as if this was a white man, then you wouldn't be acting like this. You know, so we got him speaking his truth and being like, I see what's going on here. You're trying to do an all-white jury? That ain't finna pop off today, people. Let's redo this thing. Let's bring some color up in here so we can make sure that it's even. Okay? We want to make sure that it's even. It ain't finna pop off up in my courtroom, and that's what we be wanting. We be wanting that. But just like anything, when they see black people standing up, they getting some authority. You know, you got people listening to you. They come in and they try to knock you off your square. They come in and try to cease that. You know what I mean? You look. I don't give a damn if you do got a robe on, Stevens. I don't care how much schooling and college and whatever that you think that you got that's the same as the white judges. At the end of the day, you better tread lightly and watch how you do things. Now, us as the white people, the judge, the judicial system, we can pick all white juries all day if we want to. Me, the judge, and you can know it and speak on it, but ain't nothing gonna happen because what you gotta say don't matter. But flip that situation and then you try to do it, we gonna come in and reprimand you. We are, and they done suspended the black judge for 90 days to the point that the black judge, Olu, if I'm saying that right, Stevens is even walking on, well, you know what, I guess I should not have said. Maybe that wasn't right necessarily when I had said what I said. So I apologize for saying I'm not going, because a lot of times, like I said, when I hear my people say something the first time, I'll be agreeing. I'll be like, and then when they take it back, I'll be like, huh? Oh, okay. Somebody must have threatened you. They must have threatened you, because all right, okay. I'm just whatever. I'm just letting you know what's going on in the world, people. I'm just letting you know that's just disappointing. That's a shame because we be wanting that. We be wanting it. So what I can say to Stevens is that I appreciate you trying. That's about all you can do. I feel like that emoji, the black woman emoji, because I use that a lot. We appreciate you trying, but this is the world that we live in. And you can only do so much for so long before they come in and cease that. Cease that. Jennifer said it's a crying shame. It really is. Hey, Treasure Cat, what is Treasure? Treasure? Chad was making fun of me because he said every time somebody come in, I'd be like, what? That's because y'all special. Everyone in here is special. Everyone is special. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Hope you're doing okay today. And I hope the rest of the day goes just, don't you know, like when food is good, you be like, I hope your day be just like that. Mwah. I'm supposed to be going to work out and I'm talking to you all. So hopefully when I get there, it's not crowded because I don't want to be bothered with all of them people and stuff like that. I really don't. I really don't. Especially not too many men. The men be staring when you're working out. Hey, Liberia and Katie, girl, what you doing? Katie said, Geneva, you're on it. All of a side, put house nipples. Acts 13:1 in position and will control them, especially black women. Oh, snap. Okay, Katie. Katie speaking that truth in the morning. What you talking about? We getting a little truth. Getting a little truth this morning. People, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. No, wait a minute. Lord, please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet. Yeah, I know I'm trying to give y'all a little dimple this morning. I'm trying to accessorize. I brought an accessory. There we go. It's always there. I can't do, this accessory, it lives with me. You know how just some things just never go away. It's just always there. Thank you, Jeanette, girl. It ain't number little Walmart or the dollar store. Anybody trying to spend all their money. Girl, just a little head wrap and stuff. But yeah. And what else was I going to say? Because I'm not going to be on here for too long. because there's just so many crazy things going on in the world that we live in. And then Indiana talks no action in hate crime legislation. And for my Indiana, Illinois people, y'all know I just did a video. Y'all know that video where the black Halloween thing was hanging from a tree? That someone sent me that information, said that that was in Lansing, Illinois. So then I started doing my research, because even though I live in Illinois, I don't know everybody in Illinois. So Lansing, Illinois, like, where's Lansing, Illinois? I do my research, come to find out Lansing, Illinois is like 5-10 minutes away from Indiana. I'm like, what? I didn't know all of that. So then you end up doing some research on Indiana. Come to find out, Indiana got a huge history with racism and the KKK. I had absolutely no idea, like I said back there in that video, because when I think about racism and where it happened in the United States, you tend to think of the South a lot, because you heard so much about the South and the South and the South, South, South. And then I too then think of Northeast, the East Coast, because I started thinking about the colonies, the 12 colonies, Virginia, Pennsylvania, they were bringing people in. So I know that, but the Midwest, okay, I knew. But like I said, when I remember hearing my stories, it was always that people were trying to run from the South to the North as if the North was going to be any better. So in my mind, I said, well, then maybe I guess it was a little better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. What a difference being born in 1978 to make, right? That's why majority of us don't know nothing. We literally don't know nothing. To find out the truth, we got to talk to our, and I don't even know. I mean, I guess my aunt, because my aunt is 50 something now, but I don't even think that's old enough. My great aunts, grandmothers and stuff, if they're still alive, to find out from them in the 30s and the 50s and what was really going on. What a difference being born in 1978 to make, because I'm sitting up here thinking, well, yeah, everyone was running from the South to the North. So the North had to have been better. If it was not for that, and I'm still using the term that one of my subscribers said to call my people, one of my closet seekers, if it wasn't for this particular closet seeker sending me that information, I wouldn't have known. So when I seen this particular article that says Indiana Indiana takes no action in hate crime legislation, I said, okay, that makes sense, because they got a long history of racism. So I'm telling you, this whole, Geneva's Closet thing, I appreciate this. Even me being on Facebook more than I used to be. Because when I first did Geneva's Closet, I was not on Facebook with it as much, but now I am all the time. And it's actually helping me out get a better understanding of the world that we live in. Even more, I'm always open to learning. So me posting these articles and actually reading a lot of the articles that I post, and then you all sending me stuff, I'm just taking it all in like files. And what usually happens is that you'll read something else. Someone will say something. You'll watch a video, and then it'll go, and then your mind will start sparking, and you'll remember something that you read or seen or someone said before, and then you start connecting the dots on things. And I love that. I love the whole connecting dots. And be like, wait a minute, I remember that I had read something. Wow, that makes sense now. I love those light bulb moments. Appreciate those. They do everything for my life and me as a person and understanding. So Kamara, the Henrys, I'm gonna say Henrys, daycare should have had an employee check playgrounds before children. Just saying, that's true. That's true. That is true. But I don't even know if I'm really believing the daycare, whatever, when she said that someone threw the drugs over, because how do you know? Unless you were standing there and you seen it get thrown. What did the child tell you? Did the little 3, 4, 5, however old the child was that gave the little girl the crack? Did the child tell you that they seen someone throw it? So how do you even know someone threw it? How you know that one of your employees didn't have it in their pocket and they accidentally pulled something out their pocket and dropped it out? How do you know that one of your employees is smoking crack? One of the aides. How do you know that? How do you know the cleaner it wasn't a cleaner that was cleaning and picking up stuff outside and dropped the crack? But to say that someone threw it over the fence, I just would love to know where they got that information from. I'm just very interested. Who said that? The child? Oh, okay. You mean the same children that's the age range where the 4-year-old girl thought that it was teeth inside the little capsule thing? So you was getting it from them? Oh, all right then. Amanda said, Geneva, did you hear about the white hospital guard in Missouri that savagely attacked the black girl? Nope, I didn't even hear about that. I didn't even hear about it. Girl, there's so much stuff going on. Ain't it crazy? Attacked the Missouri, attacked the black. No, I did not. I did not. Probably because I'm too busy reading about, the white woman who said that the little black boy groped her, touched her booty. Really, lady? Really? Okay. And then she had to apologize because then they looked at surveillance videos, and then and they had. Okay. Now then we got white woman, because we see that video that was trending. The white woman following the black man around in the building because she said that he didn't live in the building. So she followed him around. Even followed him around on the elevator. See, now the thing that's tripped out about that, because me and Chad was talking about that, because I hated to watch that video, because it'd be irritating. Sometimes you just want to go through the phone or the screen and slap the bejeebers out of somebody. You know what I mean? Be like, if you don't sit your girl, you lucky I won. You be feeling like that sometimes, because it just be so annoying, so irritating to think, that they feel privileged. I mean, they just know ain't nothing gonna happen to them. To the point that when he bumped her out the way, oh my God, oh no, you didn't. Lady, what did you think he was supposed to? She was appalled that she got pushed out the way so he can get inside his building. That's what I be talking about. It just make you want to go through the screen, the phone, and slap the. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Because you watch the same stuff that I be watching, all this injustice, and I know it pisses you off. It irritates the bejeebers out of you. Okay? But me and Chad was talking about that situation. And so there's a black man coming inside the building that you don't think belong in this building, to the point that you're trying to block him in and you're following him around. And then the black man that you don't believe is supposed to be in the building, that you're like worried that he's going to come in this building and do I don't know what. She then gets on the elevator with him and lets the elevator door close. So you scared? So if you so scared, then why are you on the elevator with him? You think that you would not have got on the elevator with him. You think you would have called the police and said, it's this guy who came in the bed. I don't know who he is. I'm trying to get him to show me a key or something to prove. He won't show me anything. Can you please just come? Like how they would normally do. When they normally just call the police. There's a girl out here selling water, call the police. There's a man in the pool with his socks on, call the police. This little boy gropes my booty that I don't even have a booty, but he groped it, call the police. I mean, just for everything, just call the police, But this one, she don't even call the police right off time. I mean, I don't even know if she did, but she's too busy in the elevator with him. But she's scared and concerned. Girl, you wasn't scared and concerned. That was, don't you know like how somebody just purposely do stuff to irk the stuff out of you? Don't you know that? How people just purposely do stuff. And that's why I think she was purposely trying to irk him, purposely trying to irritate him. She have this thing about herself where she know ain't nothing gonna happen to her, like most of them do. They know ain't nothing gonna happen to them. The police is on their side. They know you ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, he ain't gonna hit her. And let's say it had been a woman. Would the woman had hit her? Would the woman have pushed her? Bitch, if you don't get out of my way, took her by her head and slung her around somewhere, girl, if you don't, probably not. I mean, she can probably walk up all on you. You better get out of my building. You better get out of here. And you probably just be, excuse me, can you stop pushing me, please? Stop it. You're gonna force me to call the police. Stop. I'm just trying to get in my bill. We try to be all civilized, but let it be another black person. It's on and popping. Let a black person tell you, your black self, that you ain't coming in your building. It's on and popping. It's on and crack-a-lacking. But the people, we tread very lightly. And don't get me wrong, people, on one hand, I totally understand it. Don't nobody want to go to jail. What? Anybody trying to buy money? Anybody got buy money like that to be bonding out of jail? And then plus, I don't even know how long I'm going to sit in there. Is you going to just give me a bond some cheap so I can get out, or y'all gonna purposely work the system and the next thing I know, I'm sitting in there for a while. I don't want no charges on my background. I don't want to be coming to court paying fines for something that I didn't do. So if I have to tread lightly, then I guess I'll tread lightly because I know that the system and the police and stuff, the judge, the lawyers, they don't give a damn about me, and they're not really in my favor 9 times out of 10, 9.5, probably 99.9 times out of 10, they're not working in my favor. I get it. I totally get it, but it does nothing for the cause. It does nothing for us as people. Just make us look very wimpy. We really appear to be lions and tigers with somebody's foot on us. I think that's a very good analogy because a lion and a tiger will eat you up, tear you up to pieces, tear you up to pieces. But how horrible it must be to be a lion or a tiger and someone have their foot on you and you can't move. Oh, you want to tear them up so bad, but you can't. Only if they knew, if they released you, how you would light in on that. You know what I'm talking about. That's what we are. We are lions and tigers, and they got their foot on us. And they know that. And they know it, and they're totally using it to their advantage. The Most High is already probably, it appears the Most High is already taking his mercy up off the earth. What you think, Black people? What do you think? Do you think the Most High has already taken his mercy up off the earth? Because Black people, we're getting no love. Absolutely none. No one is looking out for us. You can't know. So it appears as if it's already been taken, which is very scary. Because when we read it in the Bible, that when the Most High removes his mercy, when he started taking it away, I always thought of it more as we were going to hear them horns sound in the background and be like, oh, snap, them seals, just open it up. It's about time. It's about to go down, people. The Most High finna take his mercy away. And when the Most High said that you're going to be looking for churches and then like it's not going to be any there or something like that, it appears like we already living in them times. Black people, we don't get no respect. Like anything can happen at this point to us and our children. Like they are handcuffing our 12-year-old children and little girls and boys. The police is throwing them on the ground, not just white police officers, but Black police officers too. Because we know sometimes when Black people get positions of high places, they overdo their job because they're trying to get approval from the white man to let the white people know that you don't have to worry. Just because they're Black and I'm Black, I'm not finna kiss booty. Same for everyone. Just like how I would do the white man, I'm gonna do the Black man too. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be any here with me and the Black people. So they always they overdo their job because they're trying to prove a point. It appears that the mercy is leaving. Like church, go to church. Where? Like where can you trust them? You got to be looking at the whole congregation and the pastor and everything too. It looks like that what the Most High said is being done, and I haven't even heard a horn. I think that how we think it's going to go, the sequential, the chronological order that we are thinking things are going to take place when the Most High is coming back. I don't think that we're there in our mind. I think we have no idea what we're talking about. I think we do, but we really don't. I think some things are transpiring already, but that just seems it seems scary because I just worried about my children, and I worry about sometimes having more conversations with my son to let my son know, be careful. I mean, like seriously, be careful. Just seriously. I don't even know what else to say. I think I'm about done. Because it's sad. Hall's LJ Hall, 1979, said eventually them lions and tigers are going to bite back. They are, because I think the lions in the zoo feel the same way. You don't think them lions in the zoo is like about sick of this stuff already? Really, bitch? Really? I think it's something that's you know what it is? Matter of fact, that's what me and Chad was talking about. I think it's the guns. I think it's the guns that make everyone take a pause. The guns make Black people take pause. The guns make animals take a pause. Because animals don't give a damn about your rope and your chair. You can have a rope and a chain and whip them all day long. They've been done bit your head off. Like I done read a story where the monkey, the gorilla, ripped the person's face off, just took it off. Hands so big, so strong, so powerful, just ripped the face off. You know what I mean? Don't you remember when that gorilla, when that little baby had fell down in the zoo and the gorilla was taking that baby was a little rag down. I mean, like this was the baby. That thing was strong. I just watched a video yesterday where I think it was a giraffe, it was a camel, I think it was a camel or a giraffe, picked a person up by the head. The man was standing there, the mouth went over the man's head, took him and slung him. You don't think them animals is about sick and I think the only thing that stops them animals for snapping off on them people when they let them out this cage and bite the bejeebers out of them is the gun. I think the animals know that there's a gun. They don't want to be shot. They don't want to be tranquilized, and the next thing you know, they don't went. They don't want to be bothered with that. That's the only thing that's holding us back. Let them take them guns away. And black people, we all know is on and popping. What you gonna do without them guns? Put that gun down, you know. Then step up to a brother and a sister and let's see what's gonna happen. Get me in the jail cell without the gun. That's the only thing that's protecting them is the gun. That's the thing that got the Africans on the ship. Them Africans was like, what the hell is these things? We done seen arrows and knives and stuff, but y'all something boom and people is dying. What is that? That'll make anybody go sit down somewhere. You be like, what? And they put that gun, you be like, okay, whatever you say. If you said it, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna leave it alone. That's what they got over us. It's just a gun. It's just a gun. How many times have you heard somebody say, put that gun down, then let's see how hard you are. Let me see you in the street in your regular clothes, then see how, because it's the gun. It's always the gun. I think when they put them guns away, they better be scared for their whole life. The whole life. Brenda, are they telling the truth about Essie as far as what? Because, I talked about Essie those times, 2 times. I done talked about Essie and what's going on with her. I talked to her maybe about 2-3 days ago. So what exactly did they say, Brenda? Because, girl, look, I told you I don't be paying attention to people who spend more time worried about me. They spend so much time worried about me that I don't even need to focus on them. And then plus, why would I? I have no reason to. But if you're just talking about is she okay, then yes, she's okay. Like I mentioned on my other videos, she has a warrant out for her arrest. So yes, she do have a warrant out for her arrest. I think the warrant is $1,500. She got to pay $150. I guess whenever she feel the need to go out there to Texas, I guess she'll turn herself in and pay the $150. Most likely when she do that, she probably gonna have someone that's snapping pictures of her, because that would make great for a video. Great for her cause. That would be good for her cause. To snap pictures of it and make sure you get the mug shot to be like, you see what Steve did? Do you see what Steve did? Just because I'm trying to speak my truth. So, but yeah, so as far as, yep, she definitely got a warrant. Definitely got a warrant. Steve Harvey made sure of that because he wanted her to be quiet. And her original YouTube channel is, I think she got a strike or something. So she started a new one, or I don't know if she started it or she already had it, but there's another one that's called, I can't remember what it's called. Lisa said, have you heard or noticed the story about Kanye and him trying to buy a house that he has the money for, but they're trying to stop him? Girl, I haven't heard about that story. Maybe because it was too busy listening to the story of him and Donald Trump, and then the story of, then yesterday I think I just posted something about Charlemagne not wanting to do something that him and Kanye was supposed to do together because of this whole thing that he did with Trump or whatever. I really don't pay Kanye too much, man. You know, I really don't, because I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he's all over the place. You know, I thought he was uh, I just thought he was smart, and I think that, I mean, there's a part of me that think he's really smart, but then there's something that's going on with him, and I think sometimes he talks a lot and he says so much, and his words just seem all mixed up. Sometimes people don't fully understand. I think that maybe he needs somebody. I don't fully even know how to explain it, but he just don't have the right people around him. You know what I'm saying? To tell him to be quiet and stuff sometimes, or like, he can express yourself. Oh, okay. Now, what are you trying to say by saying this, baby? Okay, now you want to go out and you want to express this to the world, but what are you trying to get at? Okay, well, maybe you need to think about this, because when you say that out there, they might not totally get it and think that you're trying to say this. Okay, help him out a little bit, because he's like one of them people that start talking and just everything comes out of his mouth, and you be like, huh? Like, why would he say something like that? And maybe deep down inside, he knows where he's coming from, but it's not being said right to us. So we're not totally getting what you're trying to do. Is there a method to the madness? I don't know. I'm very confused sometimes by Kanye. It just depends on the day. Sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, that was genius. I get where he's coming from. Let me research what he's talking about, because he's going deep. And there's other times I'm like, I don't, is this the clone Kanye, or which one is this one? Because I'm very confused. So Francis Osborne said because he's off his medicine. He's off of it. But oh, did y'all see that video of Monique yesterday? Didn't she? Monique is looking really nice. I mean, at first when I seen the video, when I went on Instagram and I seen her dancing, I was like, who is this lady? You better get it, lady. And I looked up at the top. I'm like, is that Monique? Girl, you done lost all that. She's looking dang good. Now, I already knew she was working out, doing her thing. You see her with her workout clothes and stuff on all the time. But this time she's made up and your hair done. And I was like, you better go, girl. She looks dang on good, dang on good. And if not tonight, then tomorrow, because I should be done by tomorrow. This whole video that I was going to do explaining the breakdown of the situation that happened with Monique, Precious, Lee Daniels, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Will Packer, and then that John Murray guy. That was a pretty good. I mean, I told you I love doing research. So that was some fun research. Found out some really good information. And I love a good timeline. Just love a good timeline. It helps you break down everything. And I can't wait to give you all this information so that you can understand where in the world was Miss Monique coming from when they were blasting her. Everyone was talking about her. I mean, she had a thing with Whoopi Goldberg. She had a thing where she was talking about, what's that other lady name to play on? I don't know. And then Kim Whitley, and then Steve Harvey has said some stuff about her. And then Gabrielle Sidibe, the one that played on Precious with her, even tweeted and said that Monique was lying about some stuff. I was like, girl, didn't nobody even know about you until Monique helped you. And Gabrielle, I mean, okay, but Monique played that role. Gabrielle, I mean, like, we end up finding out later that she changed her voice and acted uneducated. A lot of people can change their voice and act uneducated, but the true acting talent came from Monique. But even she talked about her. Even at some point, Tiffany Haddish came out making some comments about her when she was talking about her whole Netflix thing, in addition to everyone else. And then, like I said, the whole Lee Daniel, Tyler Perry, woo. Well, I went and did some research, just like how I did on that Bill Cosby thing, and got a better idea of what exactly all of this was coming from. And I just found it to be super interesting. And then give you a full breakdown on Tyler Perry's and Oprah Winfrey's relationship, friendship and business-wise, pretty dang on interesting. And that John Murray guy, that is supposed to be a celebrity journalist or whatever the case may be, because I was watching one of his videos yesterday that he had made about Monique to refresh my mind on exactly what was going on. And he just made some comments about people not really doing their research. I mean, he went in hard on Monique, super hard. And what I gather from what he said about Monique is that he didn't even do his research. He was biased in the things that he said because he's friends with all of these celebrity people. And because you're friends with all the celebrity people and Monique just happened to be going against your friends, then of course you're going to sit there and bash Monique. But he made a comment about people don't be doing their research. No, you don't do your research. You are biased. Can't nobody listen to you if you sit up here doing some biased stuff. What? I mean, even I had to go research what Essie was saying just to make sure. I mean, because it sounded good and all, but I need to find out for myself. I'm not going to be biased just because she seemed cool and she talking to me on the phone and we seem to be clicking well. So I'm just going to take her side. And yes, Steve Harvey just must be totally wrong and he's a liar and he's a cheat. No, I had to do my own research first to validate what she was saying. That's true journalism. That's true reporting. That's true research, not to just be biased about a situation because you're friends with somebody, because wrong is wrong and right is right. And if that's the type of work that you're going to do, then don't nobody even want to hear what you're talking about. Then you need to go sit down somewhere. I don't want to hear no biased stuff. I want to hear real stuff. It's like when I talked about Bill Cosby, right is right and wrong is wrong. He wasn't wrong on everything he did, but he sure in the hell was sleeping around with a lot of women. He definitely was cheating and he was definitely paying people out. Why? And why did I say that? Because right is right and wrong is wrong. Not walking on eggshells for anybody. Trying to prove, what is this something? Oh my God, I need to go work out. But anyway, people. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing that soon. But I'm about to go and work out. I'm about to go get my workout on. But you all, people, have a fabulous day. I'm telling you, my auntie Dolores, woo-wee, she's a robot queen, but I guess she would be because, they was born in the 60s. So that was their time. They was with the afros and getting the robot. She's good with her robot. She's pretty damn, I think I inherited a little bit, but not as good as she do it, Alicia. Not as good as the auntie. So when y'all see me, you get a little bit of the auntie and all the hand movements, and that's my mother. That's the mother. She, like I said, she did the best stories. If she was telling you she had a fight with somebody and she slapped somebody, she showed you how she was slapping somebody. So she always just did the best stories. 96, the day, 96 day of rage, said Monique got hosed on Precious. She could have worked a regular job for what she made on Precious. That $50,000 that they gave her for Precious. Now look, to 50,000 is good for me. I would be happy with the 50. I mean, I'm not complaining. But what I am trying to say is that that's true. She could have done something else for that 50,000, and people need to understand that. But like I said, we're gonna do a whole breakdown of that. I'm gonna do it. But anyway, people, I'm about to go so I can go work out before all of these people go up here and take up all the machines and stuff, and I gotta be standing around a whole bunch of people trying to work out. But you all have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday, and I will talk to you later, people. Bye. Wait, is it off? Am I off? I'm not off yet. Am I still on? I don't know if I'm on or not. Good grief, all of that. Bye, people. Soon I'll say bye. Maybe today or tomorrow I may say